Whose situation is the most awful? That of Precious, Toby/Jack, or Gerald? Why? Which ending leaves you feeling the most optimistic about our protagonist? Why?
I think the most one that had the awkward Precious is because she had to deal with the mom that was really harsh on her and always knocked her out sometimes. But also that she had to deal with she got raped by her father. I mean, I know Angel and like Gerald was taking care of Angel, but Gerald wasn't the one that was getting raped, and also he wasn't the one that had two babies on the other hand.
The other thing is that, sorry. I agree with like Brian saying that Precious had it worse because her mom like hated her, so she didn't have like anyone like in her family that cared for her. And like Gerald and Toby both had like moms that like somehow loved them still, but her mom hated her for stealing her man, so she like didn't even want. Yeah, that's what I wrote as well. Just that I think the life events that happened in Precious's life alone were enough to make her situation worse than like Gerald's and Toby's. But the thing that made it just like that much worse was that she didn't have a direct family member to go to. Like Gerald had Angel, and Toby had his mom. Precious had her friends and Miss Rain, but they couldn't be around 24/7, so I think that kind of added to it.
I agree that Precious had it the worst because like she dealt with the abuse for like 16 years or since she was 3, I think her mom said. And like she had no one to turn to, like yeah, as other people said, Angel and Gerald had each other and Jack had his mom. And like Gerald basically grew up without Queen, so he didn't have to deal with abuse his whole life. And Jack like didn't have to deal with an awful stepfather his whole life either. That was just once he got older and for like a couple of years of his life.
I agree, and I also said that like in Precious, like because her mom didn't start abusing her until she was like 3 or whatever, she still had that like experience of having a good family, like having a good mom. So it's like worse, I think, to go from like having it good to then getting worse, and then even finally after she's like, I'm gonna leave my mom, and like is finally like breaking free, she finds out that she has the HIV virus. So it's like it's just like it's constant downhill. And then for the other question, like leaves you the most feeling the most optimistic, is that either of the other two had like pretty good optimistic endings, and Precious like kind of did in the way that she was like set free, I guess, but she still had that HIV virus, so it makes me just think what will happen if she dies from that.
I agree. I was not here for Precious, so I don't know exactly what happened. But, I think that, skipping to the last question, whose life is more optimistic, I think this boy's life ended up like looking pretty bright. The last scene was them like skipping away like happily with Jack and his mom. But also I think Forged by Fire had a pretty bright future as well, now that Jordan's gone.
I think I can't really compare all the movies. Like, they're too different and too many people respond to them really differently. For me, I think that Precious is a girl, so obviously it's really typical because she has 2 kids and she has been sexually abused and her mother that didn't love her. But I think Gerald too had a mother that didn't love him, and he's a boy, so he couldn't have the sexual abuse or something like that. So I don't know how to compare those two. I just can say that for me, Gerald's situation is worse than Jack's situation because Jack still had his mother behind his back, and Gerald really didn't have his mother that loved him or either father. So
I completely agree with you. I found it really hard to try to compare the movie and the book, or the movie versions of the book, because I just didn't think, I think they're two, I agree, I think they're two different situations. They're both really bad, and like, I think there's just, because it's a difference between how a girl is treated vice versa a guy, and it's too hard to, yeah.
I agree with both Melissa and Allie because, you know, each of the situations were just so different, and there really was
no possible way to compare them because they all had the good and bad parts of their lives. Like Gerald for his good part, he had Angel. Precious had school and her family and her friends, and then Jack had his mom and Arthur. So I feel like it's not really fair to anyone to say, oh, your situation is worse than someone else's situation, because in reality, every situation is different, and I don't feel like you can treat them the same way simply because they're so different.
I agree with that, but I also disagree with what you said, that like, guys, or that it's worse for girls because girls can be sexually abused. I think, I mean, even though it's less common for guys to be sexually abused, I still think it's important to know that it can happen, and even though it didn't happen in the stories, it's like, I mean, obviously they're all really bad situations and we can't take them differently, but it could have been if Precious was a boy in the same storyline, and then Gerald was a girl in the same storyline. I still think it's like equally bad, even if like the guy was being sexually abused.
I don't say that the girls sexually, it's worse for girls in general. I just say in those two situations, I can't compare because the Precious has been sexually, obviously I don't.
I had originally put the Gerald situation as the hardest because he had to look out for Angel, and he didn't really have anyone for him at the beginning. But then your guys' statements really made me change my answer to Precious having the hardest, because you realize that she didn't have any family there put there, and that's a really big thing. I mean, friends are one thing, family is bigger, and Precious didn't have any while Gerald had his mom and Angel. So you guys changed my opinion on that one. So good job.
I thought it was interesting how Precious really didn't like her situation at all. She talked about throughout the movie how she always wanted something to kind of fall from the sky and kind of take her out. And then kind of at the end, of course, by fire, Gerald is kind of in the same situation. He just kind of wants to give up. But I think overall, Precious kind of had a much harder life, just considering all her life she was abused and raped, had to take she had 2 kids to deal with. She wasn't doing well in school, and she wasn't really loved by anyone close to her. So I think it was much harder for her because she had no one to go to. And Gerald had Queen for the longest time, and he always had Angel. And he always had, I think he had a lot better friends too. And he could kind of go to school and kind of escape the bad situation for longer than Precious could.
Also, I think something that makes it worse is that for Gerald and Angel, well, I guess not as much Angel, but for Gerald, Jordan hitting him was like, that's not my dad. So it's like easier to stand up to, and same with Toby. It wasn't his dad, so it's easier to be like, hey, that's not okay. But for Precious, like, it's her own dad and her own mom. Like, she doesn't know how to like get away from it.
I thought it was kind of interesting how in like each story there's someone who kind of like sees what's going on, doesn't really say anything. Like, for like Gerald and Angel, it's their mom. Like, she knows what's going on, but she doesn't really do anything about it. And then in this boy's life, Jack's mom is also like takes that part where she doesn't really want to like destroy the family that they've created, so she doesn't really do anything. And then in Precious, I feel like the grandma is kind of that person, because like she was there when like Precious's mom was like yelling and saying all these things, and she didn't really say anything. She just kind of like glared at her, but like just wanted to take care of the kids. Like.
Okay, is everyone good to move on from this one?